Hello together and be welcome to our technical session today. I want to make a short introduction about the usage of Excel functions in a multi-language environment. Imagine you have created an Excel table and you want to use it and share it with your colleagues in other countries or using another language. If you have created your Excel table in a German environment, so you use the Azure, the Excel functions in a German language. What happens when a colleague wants to reuse your table and reuse your functions if the colleague is just an English speaker or a French speaker? Yet what happens with the different Excel functions? Yes, here is an example that we realize that when you are using English, when we use the function, the summary functions, it's written different in French, in English, and in German, and also in the other languages. Yes, how do you manage it? How do you understand it? How can you reuse it? Is the question here. So I just want to make a short demonstration. I don't want to explain what is the content of the function, but just want to show you. Here I'm here in a German speaking, in a German version. Yes, the language is configured in German, and here you see the title. Yes, it's in German. When I want to create, like I want to know the number of the row in German, I will call each row and see with this function, I have the number of the row. Yes, then now I can just put it in all the rows here. And now if I want to calculate, like here, I want to make this summary. I want to calculate the sum of all these rows, then I will just select all of them. And this is a function that make an addition of all the numbers that I have in this row. Now here I can do, like I want to have the average. In German we will say Mittelwert. If I call here Mittelwert, then it is the average. So in German, if I'm a German speaker, so I have to know the function I want to call. Yes, this is the average, but in German it's called Mittelwert. Or if I want to calculate, there are functions that are simple. Yeah, if I say here I want to calculate the min or max value. Yes, if I say here, or if I want to calculate the minimum value, in German or in English it's the same. If I want to calculate the minimum value of all these values here, it's simple. Yeah, and if I want to calculate the maximum value, and I say here max, this function is called max, then I want to calculate the maximum value of all these values here. Yeah, and that means here I have some functions. This one is the row, here is the sum, and here I summarize all the values that are selected here. Here I calculate the average, and here I calculate the min and max value. Now imagine I share this document now with a colleague and he's not able to, he's a French speaker or an English speaker. When he opens this, he will not be able to understand this function here because he's a French speaker. That means this function mostly has a name that you can understand if you understand the language. Now, that is an issue here. Okay, exact. Now, how to change the language? In Excel, you have to open the file here and go to options. And on the option, you have the language. And here in my case, I have German. Here is the favorite. I have English. So I have to move the English on the top. And now English is on the top. And if I say OK, now I have to save this document. I have to save it somewhere. I save it here. I will say on the down on where can I save it? I can save it on the just save it here on the download folder. I will just save it here and call this ebook training. Ebook training. If I save it, and then it's still in German here, but I have to close the document and open it again. When I go to download here, I see the document here. If I open it, now it will be displayed in English. Now you see the title is in English here. That means now this Excel workbook is opened in English using the English language. But what happened with the functions that we have here? You see here, the name of the function has just switched in English. And now for an English speaker, it's better understandable. You see, the name of the different function have just switched. And if I come here where we calculate this, where we summarize all these values here, the function has also changed. See, and if I come here, the average in German is called Mittelwert. So if you are an English speaker, you know what is the average. But if in German and you have the Mittelwert, it's difficult to understand. So it's important to know that when you have created an Excel form and you are using some functions that the name are here in English, and you translate the document in and you change the language of your Excel in French or in English, then the function name also change. Okay, I hope it's helpful. So to change the language once more, you go to files, you go here to languages, and then you have to prioritize the language. If I now want to add another language like French, I have to here to select add and select here French and select here French. When I select here French, then I install the French language. If I say OK, then the French language will be installed. And I have then to move the language in the top. As if I update here, when the French will finish to be installed, then I can move the component of the French language on the top, close my file, and reopen it. And then the language will be in French.